I'm waiting for you to finish it.
Wait, is that at the end? Is there more?
No, that's not
I feel like I did the same one like 5 times.
You did, but that's the melody, so it just makes sense.
Mm.
What do you mean? You said you did the same 5 fucking notes.
Bitches always want to critique, but never get in the booth themselves. I like the color of your bonnet, by the way. That's super cute.
Thank you.
It's like a fuchsia.
Well, welcome to Shade and Lemonade, where we don't discriminate on nipple color.
I do.
Well, at least I don't.
Weirdo.
Because some black people have pink nip knots too.
Oh, that's so disturbing. No, for
And
real.
you know,
This is why you can't. Black people are not a monolith, guys. We all look different.
You know, black people. Time to do our check-in because we have a lot to talk about this week. How are you doing, sister?
I'm doing great. We had this test in class, and after we all walked out, we were like, what the fuck was that? And then I looked at my test yesterday. Tell me why I got a 93 and my professor wrote highest grade in the class. I said, yes! Oh, y'all stupid.
A black woman instead.
Like, come on now. Y'all need to try to be me at this point. You're not me. I'm her. Y'all ain't shit. Like,
best grade in the class. I know when you walked out, you were one of those bitches that were like, yeah, it was hard. And
no,
you didn't
I
think
was
it was
like,
hard.
I failed, guys. I did not.
Okay, bitch.
I talked to my mom. I was like, I don't know who the fuck took that test. But
it wasn't me.
Like, for real. But so yes, I'm doing great. How was your week?
I'm so happy that you got your academic validation.
It's what I live for. And I genuinely don't know. When I leave school, I don't know. I need to find better. I should probably find like more healthy ways to for external validation. Honestly, I should probably stop looking for external validation. But like, Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, I can't fix myself and heal and all that good shit in a day. So
now
like,
you know how
I need to
when I dropped out, girl. Like,
I need
like
something else. When I dropped a class, I was like, because I was failing. Well, I wasn't failing. I had a D, and there was no way to pass. And I said, I'm going to kill myself.
You were like, it's time to drop it. It's time to drop it. Take that L.
And I talked to somebody, and they were like, it's fine. Like, white people drop all the time. Like, don't think you're a failure.
I'm not white, though.
Class. Exactly. Like,
I'm better than these honkies. Like, we are not the same.
Like, if they drop, it's fine. If I drop, I'm a fucking failure.
Right. I'm doing fine. What happened this week that...
Why does something always have to happen? Jesus.
I think it was just mostly news and shit that kept me down. Work is just work. Yeah, I don't do much. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I did. So I emailed some people at Wash U in St. Louis about like a minor in art and design or whatever. And in order to look up the requirements for the minor in art and design, I have to have a Wash U account with Workday, which doesn't even make any fucking sense. So I'm scouring this fucking website. I cannot find a fucking list of requirements that I can have for this fucking minor. And tell me why when I email the director of both minors, I did minor in art and then minor in design. The art one got to me pretty quickly, but instead of sending me a list of the minor requirements for art, she said, I suggest you go to the minor of design instead of the minor of art for what you're thinking about doing. And that's fine. what's it called, advice or whatever, but you still didn't send me the list. And I almost said that shit. I almost was like, that's great advice. You still didn't send me this list. So like, what was the point of you getting back to me? And the director of like the design minor didn't get back to me.
You gotta call them bitches. Call admin, get these bitches on the phone.
Right, because I'm sick. It don't even make no sense why the fuck I gotta go through Workday. Workday is the bane of my existence.
Don't know what that is.
Nobody fucking likes. You don't know what Workday is?
No.
Workday is fucking terrible. It's the worst thing to ever exist.
It's the worst thing to ever exist.
Because it's kind of like what Canvas for jobs, or what do you do your assignments on? Blackboard or Canvas?
Brightspace, but I think it used to be Blackboard.
Okay, so it's basically Blackboard for jobs and shit, where you can like clock in and do your times or whatever, and like do tasks for the job. And each job has like their own Workday workspace, or like each affiliation where Workday has their own workspace. Like, but it just the program itself is so dumb, and it tells you that you need to do things when you've already done it like 5 different times. So it shows up as incomplete, and like it's so annoying. Everyone that I know hates Workday. And if you love Workday, you're one of my ops.
All my friends hate Workday.
All my OGs hate Workday. Down. But other than that, my week's been fine. I went to grocery shopping with no money.
Damn.
So I'll let you discern how I got the groceries.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not confirming nor denying anything. Just know that I got groceries today.
I hope they know they can. That's confirmation in and of itself.
That's not confirmation.
That literally
I said
is
I'm not confirming nor denying.
Why can't you say no? Because the answer is yes. Like that.
I swiped my card today. I swiped my card today. You can see payments from on my card. How much I paid, that's none of your concern. And how much I bought home is also none of your concern. Just know I bought something from these establishments.
I'm not concerned. I'm just saying.
I have a salmon in my freezer. Now did I skip that salmon? Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
Well, if we're done with the check-in, that was a quick ass check-in. That was the quickest one we've ever had. I guess it's time to get to our main topic of the week. If you couldn't tell by somebody's misinterpretation of the intro, it is going to be Game of Thrones, period. Yes, Lannisters.
Excuse you? Correct yourself now.
Yes, incest.
Correct yourself now. Set on the fictional continents of Westeros and Essos, Game of Thrones has a large ensemble cast and follows several story arcs throughout the course of the show. The first major arc concerns the Iron Throne of the Seven Kingdoms of Westeros through a web of political conflicts among the noble families either vying to claim the throne or fighting for independence from whoever sits on it. The second major arc focuses on the last descendant of the realm's deposed ruling dynasty, who has been exiled to Essos and is plotting to return and reclaim the throne. The third follows the Night's Watch, a military order defending the realm against threats from beyond the Seven Kingdoms' northern border.
I will not. I'm a Lannister stan. Don't ever in your life say some stupid shit like that. I'm joking. I fucking hate the Lannisters. I want every single one of them dead. I wish they were never born.
Every single one of who?
The Lannisters.
All of them?
Yes, all of them.
All of them?
I didn't stutter. All of them. I didn't fucking stutter. All of them, Maya.
Jesus, there were like 3 good ones. God.
I want you to name them right now.
Tommen, Myrcella, and Tyrion.
Tommen and Myrcella were irrelevant.
Tommen was literally the king.
Tommen was the king. And he was irrelevant. And he was irrelevant. And he was. We're getting too far into the seasons because you know what? We're getting too far in the seasons. We're going to be talking about season 1 through 2.
I can't stand the wailing of women. One word, and I hit you again.
I'm telling Mother. Oh.
Go. Tell her. But first you will get to Lord and Lady Stark, and you will fall on your knees in front of them and tell them how very sorry you are, that you are at their service and that all your prayers are with them. Do you understand?
You can't.
In Winterfell, Ned Stark becomes Hand of the King to Robert Baratheon, bringing his daughters Sansa and Arya with him to King's Landing. Ned's son Bran is paralyzed after stumbling upon Robert's wife, Cersei Lannister, having sex with her twin brother, Jaime. Meanwhile, Ned's bastard son, Jon Snow, joins the Night Watch, an ancient order sworn to defend Westeros by maintaining the wall. In Essos, the exiled Viserys Targaryen marries off his sister Daenerys to Dothraki warlord Khal Drogo in exchange for an army to take back Westeros, where her father was once king. Is this the official synopsis?
I got most of these from Wikipedia.
Because I would even differ and say that there are two main plots. One main plot being who's going to sit on the Iron Throne, and that's going between a bunch of different people. And the second main plot being humanity, the end of humanity. Like, how is humanity going to survive against the fucking White Walkers?
Yeah, I think they just like split it up in three because those are like the three main. We're following Westeros, Daenerys in Essos, and then Beyond the Wall is where like the Night King and them live. So that's where they're counting it as three, but I would also count it as two because the Daenerys storyline is ultimately leading to her getting the throne.
The whole thing is about sitting on that ugly ass chair.
Honestly, that chair is not cute. It's not. I don't know, and it looks uncomfortable.
I mean, hell, it was pricking Viserys bitch ass.
Right. That's probably Viserys was the one, the House of the Dragons, right? I'm forgetting which Viserys. There was a
that
lot.
other bitch never made it up there.
So, we're gonna be talking about season 1 first. And in this season, I'm just gonna read off the characters that we're introduced to first, which is a lot. So we're following right now, I would say 4 of the main houses, which is Stark, Lannister, Targaryen, and Baratheon. Those are the 4 houses that we are following. Right now, the Baratheon line is on the Iron Throne because they took it from the Targaryen line before the show started. So we have on the throne Robert Baratheon, and he is married to, unfortunately, that fat, dirty motherfucker is on the Iron Throne. Would I have fucked him? Probably. But we're not going to get. That's neither here nor there. And he is married to Cersei Lannister, who is related to Jaime, part of the Royal Guard, who is sworn to celibacy. Mind you, that is important. And they also have their brother Tyrion. Tyrion there with them, and he is a little person. He's a short little dwarf man, and he is so cute, and I love him. And they also have children. Cersei also has children with Robert, quote unquote, and it is Joffrey, Tommen, and what was the last one's name? Myrcella. No tea, no shade. Tommen and Myrcella are very irrelevant until, like, I would say season 2, season 3. They don't utter words until then, and they're just children. So we're not going to be talking too much about them. But Joffrey is very important. Robert goes to the north to meet with Ned Stark, the head of the House of the Stark, and he is married to Catelyn Stark, and they have children: Robb, Sansa, Arya, Bran, Rickon, and then Jon is Ned's illegitimate child. I would also count him as a Stark. Like, his name is Jon Snow, but we're going to count him as a Stark just to condense the list. And then in Essos, we have Viserys Targaryen, who is the rightful heir of the Iron Throne, and his little sister Daenerys Targaryen, bad bitch down. and Viserys sells Daenerys Targaryen to the leader of the Dothraki in order to gain his army. And the leader of the Dothraki is named Khal Drogo.
I would just say, I would argue that Viserys, I don't think, when people be like, oh my God, rightful leader. The throne has been usurped. Now the line is with Robert, bitch. Like, why are we?
That's true.
The whole season, he's like, I'm the da, 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 da. I'm like, bitch. And before your parents were there, who did they take it from? Like, it's just.
That's what I want to get into. Who did the Targaryens take the Iron Throne from?
I believe they're making a show about that. What is it? Aegon's Conquest? I think that's what it was called. Or that's that's what happened. Aegon came.
I think
from
Valyria I think it's like the something in the Giant or some shit.
No, that's not it.
Oh, that's not it. There's a whole different.
The live action show that's being filmed now is something completely different.
Oh damn. Okay. Well, yeah. So the Targaryens are technically the rightful heirs to the throne, and Viserys is the oldest. So he's the oldest and a male. So he gets to take the throne, and he's trying to fight back with the Dothraki by using his sister. There are some other characters in between, but right now we're just gonna have to focus on these people because if they're important, we'll bring them up. I think if you haven't watched the show, you should watch it. But I'm just going to bring up the points that I think are important to the story. My first point to bring up, Ned Stark, loyal to a fault. He is too loyal to Robert because he helped in the usurping from the Mad King. What was his target? What was the last Targaryen on the throne?
Aerys. They all got the same fucking name.
Right, it's like Aegon, Aerys, Viserys, like
the Mad King, bitch. That's what they called him.
Yes, the Mad King. We'll just call him the Mad King. Ned helped Robert take the throne from the Mad King, and at first Ned was going to be on the throne, but he gave it to Robb. So that's the only reason why Robb is on the fucking throne.
Well, okay, wait. I think you should. There's a little information here. So the reason why Ned joined the war is because he blames the Targs for the murder of his sister, because it's a whole thing, but essentially Ned blames the Targs for his sister being dead, which one could argue they may or may not be to blame. And Robb also blames the Targs for Ned's sister being dead because Robb was in love with his sister. Couldn't tell you why. Also, the Mad King killed Ned's pappy. I think he killed Ned's pappy.
I think so.
And so that's what led them to making the trek from the north to fucking, I don't even know where the Baratheons hail from, because they are part Targaryen or whatever hell, but that's what led them to making the trek all the way to King's Landing to fight the Mad King. And though they didn't even really do that, because by the time they came in, that nigga was dead. But Ned gave Robert the throne for two reasons. One, he didn't fucking want it. And two, Robert technically has Targaryen blood in him. So it's something that's, I guess you could say, easier for the people to digest. Like, okay, he's like a Targaryen 50 times removed, but he's still got Targaryen blood beating through his veins or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, let me set the scene, guys. As Deshaun states, Robert comes to the north to get Ned to be the hand of a king, basically his second in command. Ned's like, I don't want power, nigga. Like, I'm perfectly fine where I am. And Robert's like, too bad, bitch. I'm giving it to you. This is coming from your king, not your best friend. So Ned agrees to go. When Ned goes, his wife is, everyone essentially objects Ned going, like his wife and his maester, who is essentially like the head in communication, the head librarian, whatever the fuck. Like, they're like, hey, Ned, you shouldn't go. Also, his last hand of the king was likely murdered due to a plot from the Lannisters. And so they're like, Ned, don't go. He's like, that's so crazy. I'm going to go anyway because I'm dumb as fuck. So when Ned goes, he takes his two daughters and he takes his bastard son, Jon Snow. Another person to know, just for future reference, is Theon Greyjoy, who Ned has been...
Wait, he takes Jon Snow? No, he doesn't.
Yes, Jon leaves Winterfell with Ned. Don't make me fight you on this. It's literally the truth.
So he goes south and then goes straight north? That don't make no fucking sense.
They dropped Jon off.
That's the opposite way. Why the fuck would they drop Jon off in the north? They dropped
Jon and Tyrion off, bitch. They literally do they go all the way to the wall? No, but they go together. They get to a point where they separate. They say their teary goodbyes, and then they go their separate ways. What the fuck?
I don't think that's right.
That is right.
I don't think that's right. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Look it up. Do what you need to do. Figure it out so you can figure it out. Right.
I'm not going to look it up. Girl, just go ahead.
Something else to note is that Ned has been holding this boy hostage. His name is Theon Greyjoy. He's been holding him hostage his whole life, pretty much. But like he's raised Theon like he's his kid. But so okay, they go their separate ways. And so on the way to King's Landing, Ned, like I said, he took his bastard son with him. His son is going to join the Night's Watch, which is essentially a big ass ice wall that they never explained this properly, and it pisses me off because D&D, the writers of this show, hated the magical elements so bad that they said fuck those elements, even though they're key to the fucking story. But essentially, there's this big ice wall that separates everyone in the Seven Kingdoms from the wildlings and the White Walkers. But they say the White Walkers are a myth, a legend, whatever the fuck. And so Ned's like, okay, son, I know you have the last name Snow, and I know you're a bastard, but like also you are my blood. And it's very important that this is what Ned says. He says, you are my blood, never forget that. And the next time I see you, I'll tell you about your mother. Because Jon's always wanted to know about his mammy. And Ned said, I'm not going to tell you about your mammy. And so that's when they go their separate ways. And when they do that, Tyrion Lannister, who's always wanted to see the wall for whatever fucking reason, decides to go with Jon. So Jon and Tyrion and some, men or whatever, heading to the wall. Ned, his daughters, some of his loyal men, and all the rest of the Lannisters heading to King's Landing. Now, back to what Deshaun was saying, while they're gone, Bran wakes up from before Bran wakes up from his coma, he's attacked. And in his attack, Catelyn saves him or whatever the fuck. And there's a very interesting, I guess, dagger that is used to almost kill him. Like, it's not a dagger that your layperson will have. So that sends...
layperson is crazy.
What?
You said layperson.
What's wrong with layperson? Peasant, your average plebeian peasant wouldn't have the expensive ass I was going to say peasant.
Yeah, that's true.
And mind you, all of this is happening at once. So Ned goes to they all get to on the way to King's Landing, all of his children, including Jon, because Jon is a Stark bitch, all of his children have these little animals called direwolves. And so basically we find out that Joffrey's a bitch, like the king's son. He's a bitch because
we didn't know that.
What?
None. Go ahead.
We find out he's a little dumb bitch. He was trying to impress Sansa, and then him and Arya end up arguing or some shit. I don't know. And then in defense of Arya, he was trying to attack Arya's friend. Arya was like, fuck that. So in defense of Arya, because he was about to beat Arya's ass, well, he wasn't going to kill her, but he was about to fight her with his sword. And she obviously didn't have a fucking sword. She just had a stick. Her direwolf attacks him. And then his bitch ass runs back to his mama's crying. And his mama's like, okay, so we're going to kill this direwolf because you just maimed my son. And Arya's like, what the fuck? And Sansa, and this is where Deshaun is probably going to go into some weird misogynistic tirade.
But go ahead.
But
Sansa, go ahead. I'm ready.
It's like a mini little trial, and they asked Sansa what happened because she was the only other person there that I guess they have with them because the baker's boy ran. And Sansa says that Joffrey essentially didn't do anything. And she may even say that Arya was the aggressor. And Arya's like, you fucking liar. Like, why are you lying? And at this point, it's very much, why are you lying, Sansa? Because she's betrothed to Joffrey, right? And she has this idealized version of like marrying a prince or whatever. But like Joffrey just showed her that he's not some good prince. Like he's a fucking psychopath and he tried to kill your sister. But Sansa's like, no.
See, my problem with Sansa in this situation is that You are the older daughter, and somehow you are dumber than your younger counterpart. I'm very confused.
She's not. I wouldn't use the word dumb. I think what Sansa was.
I would use the word dumb. I would also use stupid.
What Sansa
inept is another one that comes to mind.
Is crazy. What Sansa was trying to do here is save her betrothal, save her potential marriage. Because at the end of the day, one, she wants to marry the nigga, but two, politically, that's a good alliance. Like, that's a good ass alliance politically. And she was just trying to save that. So,
see, I'm looking at it from an audience standpoint, and in an audience standpoint, we can see Joffrey as an ancient nigga. Like, why anyone want to touch that heathenous spawn with the 10-foot pole? I don't fucking know. But she saw something in him. She thought he was cute, and she was like, I'm betrothed, so like I have to stand by my man. But the North stands together. You're supposed to stand with your family first. Fuck that nigga on the side. I don't give a fuck about what anybody had to say about anything. Fuck that man.
This is correct.
And that's why Arya hated you for so long.
And this is where...
For so long.
This is where the Sansa... In case you're in the fandom or not, niggas hate Sansa. And this is where the Sansa hate begins.
I don't continue to hate Sansa because at some point she does like learn the game. But right now, I don't like that bitch.
There are people that hate Sansa right now. And I will defend her till I die. I have to admit, she was being dumb She was being dumb here. I did try to excuse it earlier.
She's dumb in a lot of places.
No, I think it's just here. I think this is it's season 1. I feel like after season 1, she gets a lot better, and we just don't acknowledge it as a fandom because
she gets better at acting. She doesn't make better decisions.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Go ahead.
Leave her alone. But it is a bad decision. She should have told the truth. But at the same time, I understand not with the kind of person she is. I understand not telling the truth with the queen staring down at you, expecting you to back up her son. But Sansa faces immediate consequences because Cersei says, okay, we're going to kill Arya's wolf. But Arya set her wolf free. So she said, okay, bet we're going to kill Sansa's wolf. And Sansa was distraught, y'all. I can literally hear her in my head screaming, Lady didn't do anything. Lady's good. She didn't bite anyone. And to his credit, Ned does try to appeal to Robert, being like, Robert, please, like, don't do this to my girls. But Robert was Cersei's bitch ass in his ear, which is interesting because he doesn't even like Cersei. It's not even like Cersei has sway over Robert. He's just, I don't even know what he was doing.
He's not even pussy whipped, so why the fuck is he listening to her?
Why do you even? Because he don't care about them kids.
He don't care about them kids, and he definitely don't care about her.
He only cares about 2 people in his life: Ned Stark and the ghost of Lyanna Stark. Like Ned says, like, he doesn't give a fuck about anybody.
I was going to say that.
If your last name is
one person alive and one person dead,
and that's it. That's all. He doesn't even care about the 7 fucking kingdoms. If you want to add something else that he cares about, it's fucking beer and prostitutes. Like that's it. That nigga just want to drink and get his dick wet. But I guess. And yeah, they kill her direwolf, which is actually really sad. And that should have been the moment.
I just want to say also, the direwolves are victims in this whole entire show.
They're what?
They're victims. They're victims.
No, seriously. I think only one survives.
No, I think Arya's technically
2 survive.
Yeah.
Yes, 2 survive. Nymeria was that bitch. Yeah, and after this, we just continue to be a happy little bunch traveling to King's Landing. And so we already have strife between the Lannisters and the Starks now because Arya hates everybody. Sansa's mad at Arya.
Slowly. Yeah. It's not only because of Arya and Sansa though; it's also because of the assassination attempt on Bran.
Well, Ned doesn't know about that, does he?
Well, Ned doesn't know about that yet.
I'm talking. Yeah. We're not there. I didn't do that.
With that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So, and then when we finally do get to King's Landing, Ned is a great man. He's an amazing man. He's a pretty decent husband and father as well. Well, actually, he's a decent husband.
I think he's a great dad. Husband left to be desired. Dad, decent.
He's great. He really is. He's peak, as the children say. And many thought that he was the protagonist of the story.
Yes, he was giving protagonists. Right? Like everything followed him. He was
the only person that did right. But like he comes to King's Landing, and he finds out that it's literally just a bunch of political infighting. And he's like, what? He also finds out that these bitches are broke. He's like, what the fuck's going on here?
He said, you invited me to a broke nigga party? What the terrible. Fuck is this?
He's like, your council hates you. You ain't got no money. I didn't know. He also didn't realize Robert was such a shit ruler. Like, all Robert wanted to do is get drunk and fuck. And he don't want to fuck his wife. And so Ned is literally just coming into conflict with people left and right. We meet Littlefinger, we meet Varys, people on the council who are very much sneaky bitches. And then he still has all this conflict with Jaime. And then to compound that, we have back home at Winterfell when Bran gets attacked and Catelyn sees this or stops this, and she sees this dagger, and she goes on a mission to find out whose dagger it is. And somehow I'm trying to think how she got from Winterfell to King's Landing and then fucking left King's Landing with Ned being like, okay, babe.
That's what I was thinking too.
He's like, yes, babe.
That's what I was thinking.
But somehow her and Littlefinger's in love with her, mind you. Weird ass nigga. And Littlefinger tells her, oh yeah, that's Tyrion Lannister's knife. So she's like, oh, bet. So she goes to get Tyrion Lannister, captures that nigga, and says, I'm going to take you back to my sister's house, and we're going to kill your ass. So they do that. Mind you, her son is still knocked out. Dead, as far as she knows, dead to the world in a coma. And when she does that, Tyrion only had one friend in his family. It was his brother. They were besties. And when, what's his name? Jaime hears about that. He's like, oh, fuck. Ned, what the fuck is your wife doing? So he comes to fight Ned, you know? And it's just making the political atmosphere here is just literally getting worse and worse and worse. Like, it's terrible. And so as this is all happening, Ned decides to go on a little like mystery hunt, on a little like try to be fucking Scooby Gang. And he unearthed I remember this scene. Like he's like, wait, Robert has all these bastards. Because Robert just be just fucking in raw.
His baby batter is all over the streets. Everywhere.
And that's just insane to me. And they also do this in House of the Dragon. Like, it's insane to me that everybody just knows that man's just be fucking around. And everybody knows this nigga has riddled the streets with bastards. And no one does anything.
With Robert, it's different because all the bastards just look like regular lay people. But with the Targaryens, it's like if you have white hair, people are looking at you weird.
That's true.
People know. Like they're like, okay, girl, like we know.
Like it's actually fucking.
You may be 25% Targaryen, but you're still Targaryen.
But like, it's so Ned finds all these bastard children, and I remember him opening up that big ass book, the genealogy book, and it's like. And he reads the history of every Baratheon, and he reads specifically their physical description, and he goes, black of hair, black of hair, black of hair, black of hair. And I remember being like, oh my God! And he gets to the Lannisters, blonde of hair, blonde of
golden
hair, blonde of hair. And I don't know how he got to this point, but after his confirmations, after he did his own mental Punnett square.
This was so stupid.
Even though that's not how genealogy works. Mind you, he is a stand-up guy. He doesn't do.
He's loyal to a fault.
He doesn't do scheming. He doesn't scheme behind your back. He doesn't have a negative bone in his body. He's by the book. So his by the book dumb ass goes to the Queen of the Seven Kingdoms and says, "I know you've been fucking your brother, so I'm gonna tell Robert, my best friend." And he's not only going to divorce you, he's going to probably exile you and maybe even murder you. So I'm telling you right now so that you can take your little bastards and run. And I'm just like, Ned.
He was way too nice. You've seen these Lannisters. You've talked to them, and you don't know off rip that they are heartless cunts that will do anything
For real.
to get into power. Like Ned, sweetheart, baby, you just got information that could rock the whole scene.
Exactly.
And your wife just came a few weeks ago and told you that one of the Lannisters tried to kill your baby. And the first thing you do is go to a Lannister. You're stupid. You're dumb.
It's terrible.
Ned, honestly, I wouldn't have even gone to fucking Robert. I don't know what I would have done, but I wouldn't have gone to Robert, and I wouldn't have gone to Littlefinger.
I would have gone to Robert immediately.
I feel Robert would listen, but then I feel like he would bring it up to Cersei, with his drunken tirade or some shit, and be like, Ned told me, and then Ned would still be dead.
I would actually call a meeting of the small council. I would have everyone there so that everyone is witness to this.
Right.
Everyone needs to, because the problem is Ned is doing everything without fucking witnesses. So no one can corroborate anything that he says. Because after this...
bring somebody with you, girl.
Because after this... Granted, I don't even blame the Lannisters for Robert's death. Because after this, Robert goes on a hunt. And Cersei, for reasons... I think she may or may not be fucking on her cousin at this point. But anyways... Cersei...
No, I think she does fuck her cousin in order to get...
So she fucks her cousin. She keeps it in the family, and that disturbs me.
Only one time does she keep it out of the family. There's only one instance where she keeps it out of the family.
And that was... Don't even get me started on that.
We'll get to it.
That pissed me off.
But she is on regular, keeps it in the family.
Which is weird. I don't know. Maybe she has a thing for blondes, but there are blondes that aren't related to you, you know?
She has an incest king. She has an incest king.
Yeah, and the power dynamics, her cousin was very much younger than her. He very much worked in the council, castle, the power dynamics were shit. But she basically fucks this man into being like, hey, I want you to give Robert a bunch of alcohol on this hunt. So he does that, and then Robert gets gored by a boar or some shit. But I'm confused on how that's not Robert's fault. People say the Lannisters killed him, and she had her whole plot or whatever, but it's not giving you were murdered, it's giving you were enabled and you got yourself killed.
That's true. I think it was more they said in the recap that the cousin somehow did something, and it wasn't only about the wine, it was also something else that was done so the boar could go to him. But at the end of the day, I feel like he was just drunk and the boar just
literally and so yeah, Robert's dead.
So actually Robert doesn't die yet.
Yes.
He does one thing before he dies.
And this goes back to Ned not getting fucking witnesses. Robert signs a little document saying Ned is to be... actually, I don't even think he signed the document. Did he sign the document or did he just say it?
He did sign the document. He signed the document.
He signs a little document saying Ned is to be the king, consort, or interim, whatever the fuck the word is, until Joffrey's bitch ass comes of age and can be king. And Ned, mind you, only Ned and Robert in the room. Dumb as shit.
There are more people in the room before this, and he tells everyone to get out. Robert tells everyone to leave. It is Robert and Ned's fault for everything that happens after this. Because Robert, you should have known that your conniving little cunt of a wife, and yes, I said cunt because she's a fucking bitch, would do some fuck shit. And so you should have had somebody else in the room with you. Somebody that you trust, an advisor, someone. Anybody, bitch, a maid.
But no, you don't need a maid. You need an actual advisor. You need someone with power. But
somebody would have been better than no one. That's all I'm saying.
But this is why I think this is another reason why Robert was a terrible fucking king. Because I genuinely don't think he knew who Cersei was, and for something he didn't know who Joffrey was. He didn't know who was in his house. He didn't actually know these bitches. And it's there were moments where Cersei would get sly with him, and then he smacked her. He smacked her.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say yeah, he does hit her.
And she was like, so like it was at this point. It's like, do y'all even? I don't even think they sit in the same room together. There is one particular conversation I remember them having when she talks about how she was like, did we ever have a chance? Because I do think Cersei in the beginning, granted they don't show us this, but I believe she was excited to marry Robert. Granted, she wanted a Targaryen, and she wanted that nigga bad. But
you said Cersei?
Yeah.
She wanted a Lannister bad. What are you talking about?
There was the Targaryen, I can't think of his name, that was in love with Lyanna. Cersei wanted him bad. You
know what, Matt? Honestly, match made in heaven, right there.
Like a lot of people say that they would have been like
they would have been an iconic duo.
But, so she asked him like, "Did we even have a chance?" And he's like, "No," because he's just in love with Lyanna. But it's not even that he's in love with her; he's more so in love with the idea of her, which this whole show is not built on like miscommunication, but like people, there's a lot of miscommunication that just leads to the death of thousands of people. Like if anybody actually knew what happened to Lyanna, I genuinely feel like the war would have turned out, the Robert's Rebellion would have turned out differently. Granted, Ned's pappy was still murdered, so they probably still would have went to war about it, but like it would have turned out differently. And maybe Robert would have been open to fucking loving Cersei. And then they would have actually had fucking kids, and it wouldn't have been a bunch of bastards. And it just... So things just could have gone so well, and they just went to shit so many times.
And so quickly.
So, right? Chaos is a ladder, bitch. Chaos is a fucking ladder. But fast forward a little bit. Robert's dead. Ned is like, and Ned decides to he writes to Robert's oldest brother, and he's like, "Hey, so your brother died, but he wants me on the throne, but I think it should be you because his kids are actual bastards. They're blonde of hair instead of black of hair." And then he goes to the throne. I think he goes to the throne room, which again, why would you're not doing this in the right way. And he goes, "Okay, bitch." He goes, "Okay, bitch, get off that throne. You're a bastard. I'm interim king. But I called Robert's brother. He's coming, so fuck off and listen, you know." And everyone's like, "Actually, no, Ned, you're not going to do that." And they kill everyone.
The Lannisters are actively on the throne right now, and you're trying to usurp their shit by
with
saying,
a piece of paper.
Robert signed this paper. Why didn't you show this to us right when you came out this door?
It's terrible.
Why wasn't this corroborated by Robert before he died?
Like, why wasn't the fucking maester there? Like, why wasn't the whole council there? Like, what the
somebody was supposed to be there, and that's where you fucked up, Ned. You're so chivalrous, and you're so truthful, and you thought everybody would believe you, and you thought that love would triumph and good would triumph over evil. And no, bitch, that's not how the world fucking works. They took the goddamn throne while you were over there gallivanting with the goddamn bastards, and now you look stupid in front of everyone.
And
men killed, betrayed by Littlefinger, like
womp, like it happens every day. And this is something very key here. Cersei did not want to kill Ned. Cersei just wanted, you could say she just wanted to put the fear of God in the nigga, I don't know. But she didn't want to kill him because the North, them bitches is powerful. Like, they're strong bitches. Like, I genuinely think they have one of the bigger armies. And also, taking the North is hard as fuck because of the conditions in which they live. So if you a bitch from the South who's used to the sun every fucking day, and you go down there to fucking Antarctica in the brittle cold 24 hours a day, and mind you, the whole time they say winter is coming, and I'm sitting here like, bitch, you're living in perpetual winter. What the fuck are you talking about? But worse, winter is coming. So it's like, you just can't take the North. So, and Cersei realizes this. And so she's like, she doesn't want to kill Ned. But the thing about Cersei, again, she didn't know who was in her house because no one knew how crazy of a bitch Joffrey was until this moment. Mind you, he's still engaged to be married to Sansa Stark. Joffrey decides to put Ned, he says, I'm going to put your daddy's head on a spike because he called me a bastard and he tried to usurp my throne. And they have a public execution. And I kid you not, this is when I realized, this is getting to the season 1 finale, I'm pretty sure. This is when I realized Game of Thrones was different. Because up until the last second, as the axe is swinging, I was sitting in my bed on my computer and I'm like, they're going to stop this. He's the main character. He's not going to die in season 1. They're going to stop this. But one thing I didn't know is, one, George R.R. Martin is that nigga and he will kill any and everybody. And 2, this nigga, Sean Bean, if Sean Bean is in your film, he's in there to die. And these are 2 things that are very important to know. That nigga's always going to die. So they cut his head off in front of his daughters, in front of Sansa. And one thing that Deshaun mentioned earlier is how strenuous Sansa and Arya's relationship was. And part of it is because these 2, they never had a chance to actually talk to each other. Because from Arya's point of view, she's out there with the people being protected by one of Ned's bodyguards because Ned is like, get my daughters out of here. But Sansa is standing up there with the Lannisters. And Joffrey told her he wasn't going to kill her dad. So she's thinking he's going to pardon my dad in front of everybody. Maybe send a nigga to the Night's Watch. I don't fucking know. But Joffrey goes off book and kills the nigga. And so Arya, the last thing Arya sees is Sansa standing up there smiling. But Sansa's smiling because she thinks their dad is going to be set free. And miscommunication trope again.
I wouldn't even say it's miscommunication. There was just no communication at all.
It's just like there's a lot of assumptions going on in this show about another person's motive, about other, like, who did what. And to a certain extent,
I think there was an assumption that Joffrey was a better person than he is, and he's going to be a good king.
I thought he was just
and
normal.
That was not the case.
I thought he was a normal fucking person, not even a good person, just a normal fucking person. And
I could see the hatred and murderous intent in his eyes.
It's because Cersei's a fucking boy mom.
Huh?
Cersei's a boy mom.
What is that? What is that term? What?
You don't know boy moms that are obsessed with their sons and just can't see that their sons are fucking awful people?
I did not. I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, Cersei's a boy mom. Like, she was still trying to hug up on that nigga when he was killing people.
Are all moms that have sons boy moms?
No. Not all moms that have sons are boy moms. They are not.
Okay.
Like, people who actually see their son. Okay. There are 2 sides of boy moms. There are moms that call themselves boy moms, but like they're normal people who are raising sons. So they're like, I'm the mother to a boy, so I am therefore a boy mom. But the other side is when someone says, oh, that's a boy mom. And it's like, you're coddling your son. You aren't actually, like, it's the whole idea of like if you had a son and a daughter, you're ignoring your daughter for the sake of your son. Like, you're not actually making your son take responsibility as he gets older. Your son has 5 baby mamas, but you think he's the one getting wronged in every situation. Like, you the type of nigga to lie to the police about your son, even though your son's a fucking serial killer. You know, like, it's shit like that. And sometimes it does get a little incestuous sometimes. And when I say incestuous, I just mean it's the mama that wears a white dress to the wedding. It's the mama that thinks her, like, it'd be like, who's getting in the front seat? It's your mom or your wife. Your mom this the mama that's gonna fight tooth and nail to be in the front seat because that's her son. It's the mama that's like, no girl's gonna be good enough for my son. No girl's gonna treat my son better than I am. You know, type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I understand what you're saying.
So after Ned is murked, news of this murking via the Lannisters spreads, and it gets to the north. And my baby, Rob Stark gets a letter, and he said, he gets a letter that his daddy has been killed, and he decides to wage war on the Lannisters. And he said, I don't know if he said this in this moment, but he said, tell Tywin Lannister I'm coming for him to see if the Lannisters really shit gold. And I said, like, I didn't know what was coming, and I was like, yes, Rob!
Rob is in the right wholeheartedly about this. He was.
Mind you, niggas, season 1 is literally just like a Stark leaving Winterfell every 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, because Rob leaves to assemble his bannermen, the niggas that have pledged loyalty to House Stark, to wage this war.
Mm-hmm.
And he leaves Bran. He's like, Bran, you're the Lord of Winterfell.
Bran's like, bitch, like I just woke up.
Child.
What are you talking about?
He literally just woke up. He's a fucking child. And I'm just like, what are we doing? Why are we leaving? And we're leaving Bran in the care of like the Maester Hodor, who is a man who can only say the words Hodor, and a woman, Osha.
Oh.
I think it's O. Yes.
Maybe.
I think it's Osha.
I'm pretty sure it's Aisha, but okay.
Okay, her name is Sha. Sha's in the fucking name.
The wildling girl.
Yes, she's a wildling turned pro Stark. Because if you're not pro Stark, you're just a dummy bitch. I'm sorry, you're a dummy bitch. There are some GOT fans that are actually upset with how much they're like, the show was just glazing the Starks. I'm like, no, they're just the best, you dummy bitch.
They were our main characters.
Like, and even if they weren't they're the best house.
They are.
In terms of objectively good people, they're the best fucking house. Like, if you're not on the side of the Starks, you're fucking weird.
They're only second to Tyrell because Olenna clears everyone. I'm sorry.
They're not second to Tyrell. Tyrell is the third best house.
Wait. Who's the second best house?
The Targs, bitch. Oh, not the Targs. As a house, they probably suck. But like, there are 2 Targaryens. No, 4 that I would lay down my life for, even though one of them's dead. Oh. Well, I guess all of them are dead, actually. All the Targs that I would lay down my life for.
Daenerys? Are you talking about Rhaenys?
No, maybe it would be 5. Daenerys, Rhaenyra. I would have laid down my knife for Rhaenys. Luke, and her other son. I'm blanking on his name right now. The older son.
Aemond?
No, ew. I'd shit on him if I could. Rhaenyra's oldest son.
Oh, fuck, Jace.
Yes, I would lay down my life for all of them. Oh my god.
Jaceres,
one of my many regrets in life is I was not born in a time where I could serve the Targaryens. I was not born.
Speaking of the Targaryens, while this is all going on, there is a counterplot that is going on across season Essos. So it starts off with us meeting the 2 lone survivors that we know of the Targaryen dynasty, which is Viserys Targaryen and Daenerys Targaryen. Dany, if you're nasty with the Khaleesi, Mother of Dragons.
Queen of the Andals, the Rhoynar, and the First.
She has a lot of titles, but right now she's just Daenerys. Viserys sells Daenerys to Khal Drogo, the leader of the Dothraki horde, so he can have an army or he can start his army to win his throne back. And I just want to say, Viserys is an awful human being. He's a terrible person. He's not a good person. Dany is definitely like portrayed as the person that we should be paying attention to because Viserys is a little crybaby bitch. So,
you don't want to wake the dragon.
What dragon? Like, he's a twink.
Like, for real,
he's a twink,
bitch.
He's a twink.
Twink is crazy.
A platinum blonde twink.
He'd kill you. He would murder you for that.
It was Jorah Mormont, right? Their advisor. They also are accompanied by Jorah Mormont, who serves as their advisor,
weird ass old man
/ translator, and it's good to know that not only is he weird on the show, he's also weird in the books because he has an enormous crush on Daenerys Targaryen, who
not
is
even a crush. He's full on in love with her.
He's in love with her, who is, I believe, like
she's 14 to 16.
I would say 16 at this point, and he is pushing 50.
This man wants her so bad,
and he wants her so bad. And I'm like, you're disgusting. Like, there's nothing.
Because, mind you, this whole time he is a spy for Robert, and then he met Daenerys. And he's like, I want her so bad that I'm going to change sides.
And he met Daenerys years ago. So
I hate you.
He fell in love with her when she was like in the throes of puberty, which is disgusting. Like, Jorah Mormont is a weird motherfucker, and he can never be his father. Oh, sorry. Okay, I kind of forget what happens.
Is his father the nigga at the wall?
Yes, his father's the nigga at the wall.
His father was fat as hell.
His father was...
He could get it.
What was his name?
7 different ways to Sunday.
What was his name again?
I don't know.
I have it.
Head of the Night's Watch, Mormont.
I don't really know what happens after this. I know that, like, Daenerys and Cal start to actually love each other, and they're like running the Horde, and then everyone's forgetting about Viserys. That's about it.
So yeah, that's pretty much what happens. I think it is key to note, as we said. So one thing about Game of Thrones, I don't know if they actually aged up the actors, like the characters. I don't think they did. I'm pretty sure they kept the same ages, but they just used niggas that were fucking adults. And so, like, I didn't know. It took me like probably seasons in before I found out how old people were supposed to be. So Khal Drogo and Daenerys are probably, there are not many, Game of Thrones isn't about romance, but if we had to talk about romance, they're definitely one of the top, I guess you could say, couples in this show, because they do come to love each other very deeply. Like, he calls her his moon and stars, and she's just like, you're my everything. Like, they were each other's everything, but also Daenerys was like, I'm getting on the fucking throne. But he said, I'm gonna get you that throne, babe. Our son's gonna sit on it. And she was like, period. And it's like we said, she's like 16 at this point. Cal's a grown ass man. In the first night, they have sex, and I'm assuming many nights afterwards, it is 100% with a big R word, rape. It is 100% rape, and it's actually terrible. And the first night, she's crying as he's doing it, and oh my god, I hate it so much.
I just also want to say that the Dothraki are like depicted as savages. They are people with no
they are
more
very violent people.
They are people with no moral code, so they just look at anything as a means of conquest, and rape happens to be one of those things, unfortunately. So it's very common in their horde to be doing this.
Yes, because we see them raid villages or whatever, and then like take women for themselves. And it's so weird because when we get to that point at this time, Dany has already fallen in love with Khal Drogo, which I think that somewhere there is a conversation to be had about Dany's relationship with the men in her life, because a decent amount of them, she loves them, but they were actually terrible to her. Like Viserys, she fucking loved that guy. She later names a dragon after him because she's got 3 dragons, bitches. She later names her dragon after him. And at one point, they say that he's her mom and her dad and her older brother, like all in one. But at the same time, he has this weird ownership over her, like from his point of view, to the point where he'll have her stripped naked and be like, okay, so let's make sure you look good for this man. And it was like, okay, this is really weird and gross. But yes, okay. So they get married, and the only thing, season 1 is essentially Daenerys slowly coming in to her power and her influence. I'm pretty sure in terms of her storyline, I believe we end with her brother threatens, because like Deshaun said, they essentially forget about whatever the fuck Viserys wanted. and her brother decides to threaten her. They're having like a feast or whatever, and he puts a knife to her belly or her throat, one of the two. And he says, not tell Jorah. He's like, Jorah, tell Drogo I will cut this baby out, give it to him. Oh, Daenerys gets pregnant, by the way. I will cut this baby out and give it to him, and I will take my sister and be on my way. Because where's the army that I was promised? We're not marching towards fucking King's Landing. We're not on a boat. Like, what the fuck's going on? And one of the best scenes in fucking TV show history comes from this. Somebody's translating to Khal Drogo, and Khal Drogo says, I'm going to give you, you'll have a beautiful golden crown. I'll get it for you. And Viserys is like, okay, great. That's all I wanted. You can go now. And they can't, they're in a city, and their rule or whatever is they can't spill blood in the city. So Viserys thinks he's safe. Khal Drogo has his men pin Viserys down or bring him down to his knees. And Dany watches, doesn't say a shit. She watches as her man pours hot, like gold, onto Viserys' head and kills that nigga. And he goes, and I can hear it in my head.
The scream is everything.
He's like, a crown for a king. And he pours that shit all over that nigga's head, and he fucking dies. And Jorah was like, Khaleesi, look away. And she's like, no, I'm gonna watch this shit. And then she goes, he wasn't a dragon. Fire cannot kill a dragon. And like, I'm pretty sure that's what Daenerys is.
Daenerys, sweetheart, that wasn't fire. That was molten gold. So
he was probably talking about the temperature or some shit. Don't do my girl.
I'm gonna do
that was
your
an epic
girl.
Scene. Don't do my girl.
Okay, top 10 deaths in Game of Thrones down. Like, it was brutal and it was well deserved. Like, I'm surprised he died that early, but period. It's like,
that's something I've always thought about, how quickly he died. I'm like, is that how that would happen?
It's like the reverse for Ned. Like, while Ned was our main character and we didn't think he was going to die, it was the same thing for Viserys. We thought that he was going to be the main antagonist and the Lannisters were just going to be like a side antagonist, and he was going to build up and they were going to have a clash. But it turns out, nah, that motherfucker just wasn't the main character we wanted. Like, that wasn't the main antagonist to the Iron Throne in Westeros. It's actually fucking Daenerys Targaryen, the baddest bitch in the motherfucking game.
As it should be.
The Khaleesi, mother of dragons. Queen of the Andals, first of her name. Sorry.
Queen of the Andals, the Rhoynar, and the First Men, bitch. Get it right. Who the fuck are the Rhoynar? Don't know. I may know. I think I know who the First Men are, but I don't know who the fuck the Rhoynar are. Don't know the Andals either. But like, and I'm pretty sure that's where season 1 ends. And just overall, like, I was geeked watching this show. Like, I was like, holy shit. Like, we haven't like quoted it a lot, but like, one thing this show, and this isn't even crediting the writers, because when they finally got lost book material, it turned into hot horse dung. But George R.R. Martin, I personally think he needs to be seen by a psychologist for a couple reasons. But this nigga's world building, like, it was fucking insane. I tried to read those books. I don't know if I've ever told you this. I tried to read the book, and like, I started book 1, and like, I'm pretty sure one of the first couple chapters, it starts with Ned and Kat having sex. Ew. And Kat is talking about how she hopes his seed like plants or whatever the fuck. Ew. She's like, I can feel it coursing through me, and it made me want to die, so I stopped reading.
I don't want to hear about anything coursing through Caitlyn. No.
Exactly. Like, so world building, character development, character motivation, like all of it. Like, these feel like real people, and I genuinely understand why they act the way they do, even if it's dumb as shit sometimes. And like, it's interesting to me, like, how my opinion has changed on like the overall storyline, like the characters from when I first watched it when I was young and had a lesser developed brain. Like, for example, when I was younger, I was like, fuck Caitlyn, fuck Sansa, I hate them bitches. And now that I'm older, I would kill someone for Sansa. And like, I still am not pro Cat, but I will say this. If I was known to have the most loyal, good guy in the fucking world, and he comes back from war with a baby who grows up to look more like him than any of the kids I fucking gave him, I would wreak havoc.
You know what?
I would wreak fucking havoc. Because what was it about that bitch that made you?
But I wouldn't take it out on the baby. I would never take it out on the baby because that's what she was doing. She was taking it out on John like it was his fucking fault that he was born. Bitch, that's not my fault.
Fucking me
Your man was hunching on somebody else, and that's why I'm here. So why the fuck ain't you mad at him, but you mad at me?
Yes, because she loved her some fucking Ned Stark. And we never see like actual like conflict like that really between them. But the only scene I can think about her being an asshole to John is when John comes to say goodbye to Bran, who's comatose. She was like, why the fuck are you here? And it was just so fucking insane to me. I'm like, why are you so evil? But like looking back, you're right, I wouldn't shit on the kid because it's not your fault. Though part of me would probably hate that kid. Because I think this is more of a book thing, but like John is the only one, like John looks more like Ned than any of the kids she's birthed. Mm-hmm. And that really bothers her. Mm-hmm. And so like I just would have been, there would have, like you can't leave your husband in these times. But like there would have been a solid decade of me just terrorizing Ned Stark.
You can't insult me!
We've had vicious kings, and we've had idiot kings, but I don't know if we've ever been cursed with a vicious idiot.
You can't!
I can, I am!
They attacked me!
They threw a cow pie at you, so you decide to kill them all! They're starving, you fool! All because of a war you started!
You're talking to a king!
And now I've struck a king! Did my hand fall from my wrist?
I don't remember a lot from season 2. I just remember the conflict between Rob, the Lannister shit, and the Theon shit, and Daenerys. That's it. I don't remember anything with the Night's Watch.
I can read the thing, but season 2 is very much fallout. A lot of fallout from season 1. Ned's eldest son, Rob, takes Jaime prisoner in a recently declared war with the Lannisters. His mother, Catelyn, sends Brienne of Tarth to escort Jaime to King's Landing, where she believes she can trade him for her daughters. In King's Landing, Sansa is frequently abused by Joffrey while acting hand of the king. Tyrion works with Cersei to prepare for Stannis Baratheon's upcoming attack on the capital. Having escaped, Arya finds herself trapped in Harrenhal, serving as cupbearer to Lannister patriarch Tywin, but eventually manages to escape. Ned's ward, Theon Greyjoy, betrays Robb and takes Winterfell for himself, forcing Bran and youngest Stark child Rickon to flee to the Wall. Beyond the Wall, Jon is captured and taken to a wildling settlement led by Mance Rayder, while Samwell Tarly encounters White Walkers. In Essos, Daenerys and her Khalasar find refuge in Qarth, where her dragons get stolen. She recovers them, steals some wealth, and leaves the city. But one thing about season 2 that I really liked that I remembered in the recap is at some point, all of the Stark siblings are trying to get to Jon. Like, so Arya, she does eventually end up getting captured, but before she gets captured, the guy who was like keeping her, that her dad sent to get her, he's traveling with her and he's like, okay, I'm taking to your brother Jon at the Wall. And Sansa, at one point, so Sansa's like essentially being held prisoner by the Lannisters. Her engagement to Joffrey is still on, but like obviously she doesn't want to marry this nigga and he's abusing her, as we've stated. At one point, somebody, I don't remember who is trying to collude with her, but somebody's trying to like conspire with her to get her to Jon as well. Mm-hmm. And
I think is it Littlefinger?
I don't remember.
Oh wait,
it's either Littlefinger or Tyrion.
I think it's Tyrion.
Actually, no. Wait, no. You're right. It is Littlefinger because when Littlefinger gets sent away to marry her aunt at the Vale, and when he gets sent away, she's like crying or whatever because that's her last hope of escaping. So, like, they're all like, and it's interesting because the way season 1 set it up is Jon only has a good relationship. He has a good relationship with pretty much all of his siblings, except Sansa, because she's taken after her mom being a bitch. But he's closest with Arya and Robb, I would say. But it's like all of them are like, I know Jon is safe. I'm going to Jon. And it's just, Jon isn't there. this whole show is literally the Stark siblings missing each other by a second.
They're just trying to find each other, and it really is. I kind of love that though.
Like it's just
they're
so
literally
frustrating.
right next to each other, and they don't even.
Literally, like they're right there, but they're just 1 second too late or some shit like that, and it's like Jesus fucking Christ.
So, but we start off the season right where we left off in the. Right where we left off after this, not the assassination, after the death of Ned Stark by Joffrey's hand, and we see the after effects of Joffrey becoming king, which is he is not good at it, and he is still a child, so he can't make correct decisions while they're also in a war. So since they're in a war and he can't run shit, we meet the new character Tywin, who is the granddad of Joffrey, i.e. the father of the incest couple. And since Tywin can't be there as the Hand of the King because he has to run the war, he makes Tyrion the new Hand of the King since he's there. And Tyrion, let me just tell you, this season. Well, last season they showed why he was smart, but this season it solidified him as one of the smartest characters in the whole entire Game of Thrones universe. Because the way he ran shit in that motherfucker, he had that shit down to a goddamn T. He made sure he knew what everyone was doing at all times, and he wasn't playing with nobody.
Like he was like, "Oh, you're not loyal. Get out.
Get out. Get the fuck
you're
out.
A fraud. Get out." He was putting bitches. He was putting the right bitches in place, and he was taking the wrong bitches out of place. It was fucking phenomenal.
It was great. It was amazing television.
It was good chess, y'all.
Mm-hmm. It was amazing television.
Someone who is very near and dear to my heart. This was their season. Robb Stark. As we ended the last season, Robb said, "I'm gonna go fucking kill all the Lannisters I can find." And so he starts on his little, march towards whatever the fuck, King's Landing, I guess you could say. Or he was either going to King's Landing or he was going to the Lannister stronghold, Casterly Rock, one of the two. And on the way, there are little fights with Lannister armies or like people loyal to the throne. And he is beating these bitches' asses left and fucking right. Like there's a rumor going around that he like turns into a wolf or some shit during battle because he's just that good. People are like, he's like killing niggas left and right. And he's young as fuck. I don't even think Robb is 18.
He's like 17.
I don't even think Robb is
17.
20. He's young as fuck, winning these battles left and right. The men of the North are like, yes. And they eventually get to the point where they decide to dissent from the Seven Kingdoms entirely. And they say, and they bend the knee to Robb, and they name him King in the North. And this doesn't necessarily start it, but I'm just saying it does. This starts the Battle of the Five Kings, which is essentially what season 2 is about. So we have Robb, who he's king in the North. He's trying to take the throne, take the throne as in fight it, not like actually sit on it. He don't give a fuck about that. We have Stannis' older brother, Stannis. We have Robert's older brother, Stannis, who's like, I should be on the throne because those were a bunch of bastards. We have Robert's younger brother, Renly, who's like, Stannis, you suck. I want to get on the throne.
Renly Baratheon.
We have Joffrey, bitch. And then eventually Robb sends Theon. Mind you, Theon was raised by the Starks. Granted, I acknowledge he was held hostage, technically. So it's a little bit of a complicated relationship, but he was raised by them. Like if Ned's son was getting haircuts, Theon was getting haircuts. Like he was raised by them fuckers. But he sends Theon to his pappy. I can't remember his name right now. Not Euron. He sends him to his pappy. He's like, I want you to get your dad to bend the knee to me and like join us in not even bend the knee, but just to ally himself with us to fight the Lannisters. And when Theon gets there, his dad's like, fuck that. Salt and sea. I want the throne myself. Who the fuck's gonna follow your old ass? Nobody.
Maya, I was just about to say that. I was watching this recap and I'm like, I'm so sorry, but nobody would have followed his old ass into battle. You're geriatric. You need pain meds to walk. Nobody wants to follow you doing shit. You have dementia.
Part of why he's so upset is because nobody respects his house. So why the fuck do you think? Because he's the 5th king in the War of 5 Kings, I think. Well, is it not him? It actually might be the dude beyond the wall. It's either him or the dude beyond the wall that's considered like the 5th king.
So nobody respects this nigga. Joffrey, technically Daenerys. Renly. I think Daenerys is the other one.
No. Daenerys isn't in this.
You're right. So Robb, Joffrey, Stannis, Renly, and yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
I don't know the nigga's name, but the Greyjoy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, they don't respect you now. Why would they respect you later? A weird moment. Theon meets his sister for the first time, and he doesn't even know what she fucking looks like. And so she tries to fucking sleep with him. He later finds out that's his sister.
No, you're telling it wrong because I remember this vividly.
Okay, go ahead.
Theon tries to fuck Yara, and Yara is playing with him. She doesn't do anything. She never says she wants to fuck this man. Yara is simply playing with him. She doesn't even flirt back. He's continuously flirting with her.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure she grabbed his peen.
No, she didn't. Maya, you're making shit up in your head. You know what? That Verity Green shit that I was telling you about yesterday, that's you, bitch. You're making shit up in your goddamn head to make me go fucking insane.
Her drinking the milk, and I was like, this is so fucking insane.
But Theon goes to his dad, and he's like, you need to be fighting for me and not the
that is such a good impression of his shitty dad.
Because he really did sound like that. He sounded like a whiny old man. So Theon decides to turncoat, and he betrays Robb.
Yep.
By
regrets it for the rest of his life.
By taking Winterfell, or trying to take Winterfell.
No, he took it.
It didn't, not for long.
Yeah, that's true. It lasted a week, if that.
I think it was like
he took that bitch.
2 weeks. And because they didn't have enough men to hold it. Because he went with like a fisher boat crew at best, and nobody liked him.
Because his daddy ain't trust him.
Right.
And no one respects him or likes him.
Yara literally
they don't even see him as a Greyjoy, for real.
Everyone was like, girl, yo daddy didn't tell you to do, like, the crew told him to do this, or was like egging him on to do this, but nobody told you to do this. You should have just did what the fuck you need to do and proved yourself to your dad, and then you do some fuck shit like this, because then you would have had a bigger army. Like,
that had me so confused, because I'm like, what was even the point?
Like, what was the plan?
These ugly ass niggas egg you on to betray the only family you knew. Mind you, something that Theon does, fucking awful. So Bran, because he's the Lord of Winterfell now. Bran, oh my boy Rickon, Hodor, and Shah. We don't know if it's I or O, but they end up escaping. And Theon, he's like, what the fuck? I can't tell everyone they escaped. So he kills, well, I don't think he killed them. I don't think it was his idea to do this.
Yeah.
But he takes credit for it. They kill and burn to death burn so they're unrecognizable, 2 farm boys. And they say it was Bran and Rickon.
And he tells Robb this as well.
Yeah.
And Robb is just like, this man is dead when I see him.
Like, this whole show, like, obviously everyone suffers, but you can't tell me outside of Daenerys, no one suffers more than the Stark children in this show.
All the Stark children,
absolutely no one
lose their home basically.
Like, first it's their daddy. Like, in terms of what we think and like what we know. At first, everybody finds out their daddy died, or some of them fucking see it. Second, their brothers are dead. Third, oh God, I don't even want to talk about the third one. But back to my boy Rob, because Rob is going to connect to what happens to Theon eventually. Rob aligns himself with the Boltons. He aligns himself with the Boltons, and his mother aligns them because she's on the road with him. Aligns them with the phrase, and she also releases Jamie. I don't remember. Oh, she releases Jamie in the hand. Okay. Wait. We're getting to. We have to. I'm gonna wrap up the Baratheons, and then I'm gonna get here. So we have Stannis and we have Renly. Plot twist: Renly's gay as fuck, but
Renly's a fag.
But obviously, you can't be gay as fuck and like open and gay as fuck. Like they homophobic in medieval times. I guess I don't know. People need heirs, so he aligns himself with House. He aligns himself with House Martell.
House Tyrell.
These are some of the prettiest bitches. Tyrell. What the fuck? I said Martell. Martell's completely different. House Tyrell. These are some of the prettiest bitches in the show. Might be the prettiest bitches in the show.
Even Olenna is cunty.
Like these are just a house full of pretty rich bitches, and I say bitches positively because I love the House Tyrell. He marries into House Tyrell by marrying Marjorie Tyrell.
Love Marjorie, one of my faves.
A queen for real in every way. And so Renly and Marjorie, you gotta consummate the marriage, but Renly can't get it up because it's like, and she goes, oh, my queen goes, mind you, really don't think anybody knows he likes dick. My queen goes, does my brother need to come in here? And Renly's like, what the fuck? She's like, my lord, I don't give a fuck. If you got to fap to him, the shit just got to get into me. That's all that matters.
She said, I'm just trying to pop out a baby. Whatever happens in between is on you.
And I was like, you're so real for that. And so much shit. Like, I honestly think if we had that thought process in House of the Dragon, shit would have been so different. It would have been so definitely different.
And we'll get into it when we talk about House of the Dragon.
But because whole time he's been fucking on her brother. And so essentially the only thing Renly is essentially just there to die because Stannis has aligned himself with a red priestess, and to this day she follows the Lord of Light, and to this day I don't know if that shit was real or not. I'm very was it just dark magic?
I think she was just a wizard. Like she was House Gryffindor.
No,
summon fire. Like I don't know what the fuck it was.
Essentially, because she's working with Stannis because she said her lord showed her a prophecy that he was. I don't think she called him the prince that was promised. Azor Ahai. Her lord told her he was Azor Ahai or some shit.
I don't even know what the fuck that means, but it definitely doesn't mean king because nobody saw Stannis as a king.
With his old ass.
Like what is with all these old people trying to get into positions of power?
Really? But like what Stannis does, him and her collude she does black magic and literally gives birth to a demon baby. It was very disturbing to watch. And that demon baby slithers over to Camp Renly, murders Renly. And the thing about, did I say Catelyn was at Renly's camp trying to align herself with them, I guess. And Renly was meant to die, but also introduce my main bitch, the baddest in the fucking game, Brienne of Tarth. When I tell you Gwendolyn, that's her actress's name. Gwendolyn could do whatever the fuck she wants me.
She could pick me up.
She could by the throat. Oh, Gwendolyn. Please,
I love her so much. She's beautiful. She's amazing.
Is she with a man? Is she with someone? If I find out she's with a man, I'll kill myself. But Gwendolyn, oh my God.
Gwendolyn,
and this show introduced me to her. And everything I've seen her in since, she's ate up. But they try to blame my girl Brienne. Mind you, she was in love with Renly. because unfortunately she's literally just a big woman. When I say big, I don't mean like fat. She's just a tall, muscular, bigger woman who doesn't want to wear a fucking dress all day and wants to fight. And bitches were mad about that. And they used to make fun of her and they called her ugly and shit. And apparently she's supposed to be like hideous in the books or whatever, but like Gwendolyn is far from hideous. She's fucking beautiful.
The furthest thing from.
And so Catelyn is like, okay, so I'm not gonna let them blame you. You didn't do it. So Gwendolyn. So Brienne ends up pledging herself to Catelyn, and her and Catelyn travel back to Robb. Okay, and so yeah, Renly's dead, and now our 5 kings have just turned to 4. Stannis is doing whatever the fuck.
Stannis is getting ready to go to King's Landing.
Yep, he wants to fight there. He has a loyal second, Sir Davos Seaworth, another one of my niggas.
I would fuck the shit out of Sir Davos.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
Davos is like, can we not use black magic? And Stannis is like, shut the fuck up. Speak correct English. And Davos is like, what does my English have to do with you using dark magic?
Like, why are we burning people?
Like, please stop. And so they're on their way to King's Landing. Okay, and so important. So flashback to Robb. Oh God, Robb is aligned with House Bolton, and Roose Bolton sent his psychotic bastard son. He knows he's psychotic. That's why he sends him. He sends his psychotic bastard son to take back Winterfell from Theon, and he succeeds in what he does. What Ramsay's psychotic ass does is fillets every Salton Sea Greyjoy nigga that he sees. And he takes Theon and he turns Theon into his personal chew toy. And he does it like he physically tortures Theon, but he also psychologically tortures Theon. And I don't know which one is worse.
I feel like the psychological is probably worse.
Like, it's fucked up. I mean, because Theon didn't know what Ramsay looked like at first.
It was so crazy. Like, the reveal of Ramsay was so funny.
Yes.
So
funny? I was sick.
So I truly believe Theon deserved every single thing that happened to him, and I don't give a fuck. No, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Theon was a little cunt. He was a little bitch.
He was.
And he was too big for his goddamn britches, and that's why he got fucked up.
It's true.
How the fuck you gonna betray your best friend?
The level of torture that Theon went through, I just don't think.
The seasons that he went through of torture, because it was multiple seasons. Like, he was constantly tortured.
And then flashback back to Robb. Robb is starting to have issues, and his issues is he's not listening to some of his advisors, but more specifically, he's not listening to his mother, and he's not listening to Roose Bolton, who just got Winterfell back for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also upset that his mom told Walder Frey he'd marry one of his daughters, because apparently his daughter. This isn't why Robb is upset, but like they make it seem like his daughters are ugly as shit
because he incest. They're all incest babies.
And it's like
the family tree is a circle. It's a wreath, y'all.
At one point, I feel like they tell Walder, like, "Oh, I'll offer you such and such," and he's like, "I don't need that. I could just marry one of my ugly ass daughters." And so, God, it is so hard to talk about this. Robb is not happy that his mama made the deal, but he's a man. He is his father's son, so he will adhere to it. But he meets a nurse, and they start flirting, and next thing you know, they're married, and next thing you know, they're fucking, and next thing you know, she's fucking pregnant. And his mom is like, "What the actual fuck, Robb? Do you know what Walder is going to..." Because the thing about Walder Frey, they need to use his gate to get to King's Landing or Castle Rock, one of the two. They desperately need this nigga's gate. And Robb said, "Fuck you and your gate," when he married that woman.
So Rob is doing his thing, and he does fall in love with this, like, I think she's a nurse for the cause. She falls in love with him, and like he's trying to figure out a way to love her and then also keep his oath to Walder Frey, but that goes more into season 3, so we won't talk about that anymore. What we will talk about though is Miss Daenerys Targaryen being a bad bitch in her story. Oh my god, you know what we forgot to say about last season? The season ends with her burning Khal Drogo.
Oh yes, and becoming the bitch we always knew she would.
So we forgot to mention this. I'm sorry, y'all. The season 1 ends with Daenerys Targaryen having to kill and bury Khal Drogo because he was fatally injured, and she lost the baby because of it. That's getting. I'm not backtracking. I'm not
fatally injured.
He was fatally injured.
He was injured.
He was fatally injured.
And he was injured. Fatally. And then she trusted the wrong person.
I'm not getting into all that again. I'm not getting into all that. I'm not. He just dies.
That's the one bad decision she ever fucking makes.
He dies, and she burns his body and also puts the dragon eggs into the fire. And she then undresses, walks into the fire, and when the fire is done, she arises from the ashes like a phoenix and is holding 3 dragons with her. So the dragon eggs that she had with her hatched, and now she has 3 dragons. Mother of dragons.
Yes. 2 key points. She went in there because she had a vision that if she went in there, she would come out with her dragons. And like, again, D&D, they use some mystical points and they don't use others, so it really fucks everything up. But this was a very, like, obviously it's a cool as fuck moment, but also it's like, holy shit, she is that bitch. Because Targaryens are, you could say, slightly more resistant to fire, but like these bitches aren't like fucking invincible to it. She's the first bitch to walk through fire like that, like in the history of bitches walking through fire. And also, this is just more important for her character going forward. But she was told before she burned Khal Drogo's body, she was told that she would essentially never have children. No, she was told she would have a child when the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. So essentially, never. Like it was shit like that. So she's kind of moving forward with the idea of like, the love of my life is dead. I just burned him. Yes, I have my dragons, but now I have all these, and like my brother's dead. I'm essentially on my own. Like she's the leader for the first time now. She's making the decisions. We're in the fucking desert. Oh, and I'm never gonna have kids.
Okay, so now she's heading into Karth, which is a very she she tracks the deserts for 30 days and 30 nights.
You're sick.
She does, though. I'm not lying. With her Dothraki horde, and she finally finds salvation in a place called Karth. Karth is filled with a bunch of rich-ass merchants and shit that are bitch-ass niggas, to be honest. And when she tries to go in, she's denied entry. And then a very big, strapping black man comes up and saves Daenerys and is like, I will vouch for these people and they can come into the city. And you know what his name is? Zarondoxus. That's his full...
No, that was fucking insane.
His full government name.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Why the fuck? Zarondoxus. Who the fuck is saying all that? I'm calling this bitch Zaro. Like, that's it.
The way I thought that this place was a fever dream, like, you know, when you're in the desert for too long and you start hallucinating, I thought it was a hallucination, and then it turned out to be real, and I was like, why is this big ass city in the middle of nowhere? Like, it's not even that this leads to like a town or like, well, I guess it's sort of a town. Like, it doesn't lead to like a big populace. It's just this one city in the middle of fucking nowhere. And they have all these rich people, but I'm like, how can you be so rich when you're in the middle of fucking nowhere?
Like, merchants travel. Where the fuck are you going?
But it's like if I'm trading with you, do you know how like inconvenient it would be for me to trade with you. Like, if I'm coming all the way from King's Landing to buy fucking silks from you, no.
No, it's a bad business model.
Or like you coming all the way from there to King's Landing to sell me silks, them bitches gonna be expensive as fuck, so you can pay for your travel. Like, I'm not trading with you.
Like $300 in shipping and handling, no.
Absolutely the fuck not.
So honestly, the story of Karth is not that interesting, and it's short.
No.
It's really short. All it shows is that like people have it shows Daenerys that people always have ulterior motives no matter what they say. Like, not everyone is fucking truthful, because Zaron Doxus plans to take the dragons, which is why he brings her into the city in the first place. But
he wanted to marry her.
Well, he wanted to marry,
and when she said no, that's when he took the dragons.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Zaron Doxus wanted to marry Daenerys, and she said, "Hell no, nigga! I'll chill. I'm cool by myself, actually." And he got mad, so he wanted to take her dragons. And
I think, go ahead. Sorry.
So he devised a plan with one of the other merchants, who happens to be a fucking wizard. I forgot his name. I'm not looking it up. And
he looked half dead, though.
He did. He looked like a skeleton. And he brings her into like a tower of like wisdom, or like
House
wonder,
of the Undying, I think.
Whatever, House of the Undying, whatever the fuck is called, and takes her dragons, and they're in like this circular room, and she finds the dragons, and I don't remember their conversation, but she just gets up and says Jakaris, which means shoot fire in Valyrian
speak. It just means fire.
Okay, it means shoot fire in Valyrian
It means
speak.
fire.
It means shoot fire in Valyrian speak. So it means fire, apparently, in Valyrian. And all three of the dragons burn that bitch to a crisp.
Mind you, babies.
Children.
They're like 2 days old.
They said,
and they killed that nigga. And I think something else I think Daenerys learned here is that her name alone is not enough.
Yeah.
Because she tries to get boats and money from people so she could take her Dothraki army to King's Landing and kill bitches and take her throne. And she keeps telling, like, she literally has a conversation with this nigga, and he's not a bad guy, this merchant, and asking for money. And she's like, I will pay you tenfold when I take back my throne at King's Landing. The people sing my name. Because this is the shit this is how her brother used to negotiate.
Yeah.
He used to say, I'm the true heir to the throne. The people will rise up when I get there, because bitches were gassing him the fuck up. And when she said that to this dude, he said, the people don't know you.
Who are you again?
The people only care about their next meal. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right. They trying to pay their bills.
They'll hear my name. And he like, bitch, the people don't care about your name.
They ain't hearing it now, so what the fuck is the point?
Like, for real. And it really made her, it was actually very embarrassing for her. Because she essentially was in her Neville Longbottom moment. She was like, you will rue the day for not helping me. And he's like, bitch, okay, great. Bye. Like, you have no money. You have nothing to promise me. Like, you're making all these promises. How do I know you're not going to die tomorrow? Like, I'm not going to spend this money on you. And I feel like that taught her, like, okay, I got to back some shit up. Because after this, like, as she slowly gets closer and closer to King's Landing throughout the show, she's actually making moves and doing shit instead of just being like, hey, I'm Daenerys Targaryen, follow me, you know? Granted, sometimes she still does do that, especially in season 7 to 8. But she definitely got better with it.
So the story, Daenerys' story ends with her getting her dragons back, stealing all of Zaron Doxus's money, and leaving Karth to go.
She locked that nigga up in his own vault. She took his money from, and one of her Dothraki sister girls, I think,
like was a traitor or whatever. It was the one
like,
that,
bitch,
low key, she was giving lesbian vibes with Daenerys. Like, Daenerys is giving bisexual vibes.
So many people said that, and I'm just like, granted, when I was younger, I was not clocking any gay shit. Like, I think it took me saying that I'm gay to clock gay shit.
I watched this like when I was like in college, so during COVID.
You've been gay for eons.
Yeah, you're right. Millennia.
So, but I know because there's a specific scene where Daenerys wants to learn how to have sex in a way that I guess is on the one side partially more enjoyable for her, on the other side where she's actually connecting with Khal Drogo and he's not like just dominating her. And so this girl, granted, I don't think this is the girl that betrays her, but I could be wrong. This girl teaches her how to move her hips and be sexual and be what do you call
seductive?
Seduce Khal Drogo. Seductress. She teaches her how to do all that shit. Actually, that might have been the one that betrayed her because that's who she let feed her dragons.
Yeah.
She teaches her how to do all that shit. So people are like, oh my God, gay. And then it just never was addressed again. I'm like, and I remember thinking, this is interesting. Like, she's literally rubbing her vagina on your vagina, but cool.
And then the season ends with the Battle of Blackwater between Stannis and the King's Landing forces, which is all Lannister men, basically. Tyrion devised a plan with the local madman in King's Landing about using wildfire, which is basically fire, a very powerful Molotov cocktail.
And it's green.
So it breathes green fire.
Elphaba.
And he leads the charge or the defense on Stannis' forces on the Battle of Blackwater, which is like a lake or whatever that is near King's Landing. I don't fucking know. And Stannis is rolling up. With Sir Davos and the other crew. And Tyrion starts throwing, I believe, is it barrels? I think it's barrels. Probably barrels of wildfire. And it connects with all of the goddamn ships. Oh, wait, no. I think he had like barrels.
No, he set let the barrels in the water.
Yeah, and then someone shot like a fire.
Yeah, the water itself was the trap.
Yeah, the water was the trap. And then somebody shot a fire arrow and the whole like river or like body of water exploded. Most of the ships went down. Everything's going fucking crazy. And
no one should have survived that. But...
No one should have survived. But people did survive and they end up getting into a huge fight. Tyrion almost dies. The Hound, which we didn't bring up, but the Hound is one of the like main character, Kingsguard. He leaves because he said, fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm done, actually. Joffrey runs away and is being a little bitch.
He's a bitch.
And everyone's basically saved by Tywin Lannister, who comes back with the Tyrells to save the day and defeat the rest of Stannis' army. And Stannis, being the little bitch that he is, runs away. And
he didn't know. Stannis didn't run away. He didn't want to run away. His men was like, we need to fucking retreat. And they literally dragged him away from King's Landing. Though I don't understand how he got away. Because like, I feel like somebody should have saw that.
Right. And then killed him.
But I guess not. But something, go ahead.
I was going to say, and then it ends with Tywin taking his place as Hand of the King and Tyrion being thrown to the wayside and being called a little bitch.
Apparently in the books, his nose got cut off.
Yeah.
In this, but like they just in the show, they just put it's like a slice through his head, like a diagonal.
And he's supposed to be really
line.
ugly because of this.
Yeah,
and he doesn't look any different in my eyes. I'm not gonna lie.
I think he's starting to get a little cuter. Like in season 1, he just had a shit haircut. Honestly, Peter Dinklage gets fine as fuck as the show goes on, but it's his hair. When he has his hair grown out, Peter can get it. When his hair is short, Peter, get away from me. And then he starts to get a beard. Peter, come to me.
Okay, girl.
I'm tired of you and your ableism, but two very important people that we didn't talk about and what happens to them in this season. Number 1, Arya, one of my main bitches. So in season 1, her dad was allowing her to train with a guy who trained in Essos. And so in when she left, blah, blah, blah. When she left Winterfell, Jon gave her a sword. So in season 2, in the process, remember she gets taken. One of Robert's only remaining bastard, because Joffrey had all the other motherfuckers killed, and this other guy named Hot Pie, they get taken by Tywin's men, and they end up in like one of Tywin's camps for a while. And in that process, her sword gets taken. And she meets this guy, Jack and Hagar, and she lets him go. He was like in prison or whatever. She lets him go. And because of that, he's like, girl, because of that, I owe you a debt. Give me 3 names and I'll kill them for you. So eventually this happens, and it allows her to escape. Her, Gendry, Robert's bastard, Hot Pie, I feel like he stayed. I don't know. We don't see Hot Pie again for a while. It allows them to escape. But Jock and Hagar also gives Arya this coin that's like, hey, if you're ever in Bravos, I mean, the dude that taught her was from Bravos, not Essos. If you're ever in Bravos, look me up because I can teach you some shit. And so that's where we leave with Arya. And Arya's starting to think, I don't think she has it yet, but she's got a little list of niggas that it's like, okay,
I feel like at this point she has a list.
Okay, so there are people that Arya actively wants to kill. She doesn't have the skills to do it, but she thinks about it. Like, I will murder you bitches. And our second...
And I live by Arya for
Amen.
that.
Granted, I'm not even going to get into how the writers failed her. But Jon, this whole time, essentially, he was at the wall. He finds out his daddy died, and he finds out that Bran and Rickon supposedly are dead. So he wanted to go join Robb in the war. Because he's like, I have to defend my family. I have to be with my family. And his brothers at the Night's Watch were like, no, you took the black. You have no family. It's just us. And so he ended up staying, and he went beyond the wall, because part of why Jon joined the wall is because his uncle, not Robb, Ned's brother, was a Night's Watchman, and his uncle went missing. So they sent out a search party for his uncle. Jon joined the search party. In pursuing one of the wildlings, Jon gets separated from the search party. Him and this wildling girl, Ygritte, becomes the love of his life. They have to survive together. So in this, they end up falling in love. Eventually, he gets captured by wildlings.
I also think that's season 3.
No, it's not. It literally says, beyond the wall, Jon is captured and taken to a wildling settlement led by Mance Rayder, while Samwell Tarly encounters White Walkers.
You're right. Go.
Jesus Christ! Oh, in case y'all didn't know, Deshaun is the biggest fucking liar. All this nigga does is lie, and I've been putting up with it since my freshman year. You're such a hating ass bitch. I don't even know where I was. He gets taken by wildlings, and I forgot about Sam, so I guess we got to mention that too. But he gets taken by wildlings, and we finally meet who becomes the true antagonist of the show, the White Walkers. And
I call white people White Walkers.
That's actually crazy. I remember when people used to be calling them 8x11s, and I was like, oh,
I love a good 8x11.
I mean, you're with one.
Shut the fuck up.
But that's pretty much what happens there. We meet the White Walkers, and we end. I'm pretty sure the season ends on them bitches marching towards civilization.
Yes, it does.
And the way the design for them changed, like, so many times.
4 times. Like, it changed every season until the last season.
Game of Thrones, the best thing Game of Thrones had going for them was their dialogue. But one of the worst things, even when they were peak, that they had going for them is their inconsistency and their lack of dedication to the more magical elements, in my opinion. Like, the design for the White Walkers changed a bunch of times. The actual there are multiple characters that change multiple times. Like, apparently the guy that played Tommen, he played a different person before, and then they recast him as Tommen. Didn't remember that. They recasted the Mountain a bunch of times. They changed how actual settings looked. Like, Castle Rock looked like this season 1, and then it looks like this season 4, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, they just kept changing shit. They wouldn't be consistent to save their fucking lives. But yeah, those are the first 2 seasons. And at this point, even upon reflection, Game of Thrones is still one of the best, in my top 5, one of the best shows I've ever seen. But like at this point, Game of Thrones is just like nothing. You're doing nothing wrong. Like they're just fucking amazing in every plot line, in every storyline. Like even if you think what the character did was dumb, like technically it's dumb that Daenerys thinks she can go tell people I'm Daenerys Targaryen and that they will just bend the knee and give her all the money in the fucking world. That's dumb as shit because there's no reason for them to support you. Your name isn't enough. Your name is actually a disgrace because your daddy was the Mad King. But like, it's understandable why she would think that because she's grown up watching her brother do the exact same thing. And then she realizes, oh, I can't be like that because that's not how the world is going to work.
There's just a lot of character development in this season.
And it makes sense. And it feels natural. Like even Rob making that dumbass decision to marry that girl.
Well, Bella, where are you at? Why are you on this mic?
So much. I would. Okay, if we're being honest with you, Brienne of Tarth, though you don't even like Vagine, so I don't have to worry about that. So let me, Rob, John, Tormund. You can have Papa Mormont. I won't fight you for him. Those three, I would fight you for. Like I would actually wield a sword.
Okay, you don't have to fight
you.
me for John because I don't feel it. I like Samwell more than I like John.
What?
I think Samwell's fine. I don't feel it with John. He's cute, but he's not. He's no.
Okay, no, Sam.
Girl,
I like
take
Sam.
Him. You give me Rob, you get John.
No, that's not a fair trade.
That is a fair trade.
In what world is that a fair trade?
That's a fair trade for me. That's a fair trade for me.
Exactly. Like I will turn into Ramsay Bolton. I'm sorry. I'll cut your dick off.
Yeah.
It's time to move on, children. It is time to move on to our shade session. Okay. Do you want to go? Do you only have to talk about the Switch thing?
No, but mine's just going to be real quick, so I'll go first.
Okay.
My first thing I want to say to the messy bitch, honestly, you're not even a messy bitch because this should have been, okay. Somebody said you have to pick one. Like one goes, the rest of the three stay. It was How to Train Your Dragon, Madagascar, Shrek, and Kung Fu Panda. Oh. And bitches came out the woodwork saying How to Train Your Dragon. And I'm just like, y'all wouldn't know peak if somebody shat it in your fucking faces. Because let's be honest, the real answer is Kung Fu Panda. And after that, if we have to keep going, it's Madagascar. And if we have to keep going after that, it is Shrek. But I know...
You better not say Shrek.
It is Shrek. But I know you bitches aren't. The thing about it is, you bitches don't... You have rocks for brains. Because all you're thinking about is, oh my God, like, Shrek had a bigger cultural impact. It's funnier. How to Train Your Dragon as a whole has a better storyline. It has better fucking music. It has better fucking character design, plot, fucking character arcs. They have a bunch of fucking shows. They have their own theme park at Universal, bitch. Talk about fucking impact. Like, it's crazy to see how many dumb bitches are amongst me. It's crazy. I'm in enemy territory, as the children say. Like, that was actually fucking crazy. And somebody redid it, and they took out Madagascar, and they put Boss Baby. So it was like, okay, because some of y'all are dumb.
Yeah, like,
and like
Boss
bitches
Baby goes.
Like, obviously Boss Baby goes. I didn't even know they made a sequel to that bitch. But bitches were saying, but some people were still trying to say How to Train Your Dragon. But I'm like, if people are like the Dragon movie, I'm like, what if you killed yourself? Because
that's
like,
because they're too young. They don't remember the Dragon movie.
Like, I was in that theater sobbing. The only animated film that had me sobbing in my entire life. I didn't sob at Shrek. I didn't sob at Madagascar. I sure as hell didn't sob at Boss Baby. And I didn't sob at Kung Fu Panda. Let's be real. I feel like the first Kung Fu Panda is the best. And then it kind of just like...
I like the second one.
Who was the villain in the second one?
The peacock.
Oh, is that when he found his family?
One, actually. Yeah. Well, no. That's the third one.
Oh, with the big ass rhino thing?
Yeah.
And the spirit bending.
Okay, so You're mixing the movies.
That tells you right there that the winner is How to Train Your Dragon, because I will never mix the bitches up. So I just want to say, if you disagree with me, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're illiterate, you're irrelevant. And then I guess, and this is kind of going to go into Deshaun's thing. I'm not a gamer girly, y'all. I'm really not. But like, some of you gamers scare me, because why the fuck am I seeing things about a simulator game, a rape simulator game? It was called No Mercy. And apparently it begins with you raping your mom. And I just want to know, and mind you, it's been taken off of whatever server it was on. But I'm seeing people defending the fact that it existed in the first place, being upset at the fact that it was taken off, and just knowing that there are people that played this game. Because the synopsis of the game is enough for me to be like, no, thank you. But knowing there are people that read that and played it, whether they stopped after they had to rape their mother or not, is actually insane to me. Like, when people ask me, Maya, why do you hate men? All I got to do is show you shit like this. Because there are two things. Well, there are multiple things. Rape culture is alive and well in our society. It's thriving, actually. And a lot of bitches, especially if they got XY chromosomes, act like that's not true. And it pisses me off. And this shows me right there. Because who the fuck made this? This shit should be illegal. You're lucky I'm not president. Because every bitch who was helped make this show, and every bitch who has a login on this server, like if I could, I don't know how games work, but let's say I could pull up a server and it tells me every bitch who played this game, all of y'all would be imprisoned.
You can do that. You can't see like who in your immediate circle played the game. So it's called Steam. The thing that you're talking about is called Steam, and that's where people publish and play. People can publish and play games on Steam. And people are getting on Steam because they allow, like, somehow it bypassed all the shit that they have for like censorship or whatever, and it bypassed all that, and it still somehow got onto your fucking like webpage. Are you crazy? Are you bitches insane? You didn't see all the reviews, you didn't see all the reports and everything. This should have been taken down the minute it went up. There needs to be more accountability on Steam's part, and I have seen none. That's my thing about the whole entire situation.
I just think everyone involved should die.
Everyone involved in the making of the game and whoever played it, yes, absolutely.
Death to you all. People think
to all of them.
There's this idea that if you are allowed to play out your sick fucking fantasies in digitally, like on The Sims or some shit, then you won't do it in real life. And I don't think that's true. Because I just don't see how that's not going to make you want to do it more. Like, maybe it'll satiate you for a minute, but eventually you'll be like, the pixels aren't enough. I need to know.
My thing about the whole situation, too, is the game community, mind you, I play very casually. Stardew Valley and the like, very much me. Which are cozy games. My thing is, people play games like GTA or Mafia 3, where you get to literally kill racists as a pastime, which is my favorite game as well. That
sounds fun. Ooh.
Yeah, it's very fun, honestly. I don't do anything else with the story. I just kill KKK members. Games like that already get a bad rap because people say that it's insinuating to children that it's okay to do these things. Like, people are going to emulate what they see on Grand Theft Auto, or people are going to emulate what they see on Mafia 3, which they should. Mm-hmm. But that's not the case at all. Like, people with two brain cells to rub together can tell that this is fake. Like, this, like, no, we're not going to be doing shit outside that we can do in the fucking game. I'm not fucking stupid. But with this game, I feel like you have to worry about shit like that because people this is a regular fantasy in men's mind. Like, did we forget about the 80,000 men involved group chat that they had about raping children and women and their wives and all that shit? Like, this is a fantasy of a lot of men. So if they're downloading the game, 9 times out of 10, they're probably thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But then it gives the other games a bad rap because they're like, okay, so you're saying that people will emulate this one, but they won't emulate that one. You're comparing apples to oranges, baby. Like, we're not going to go out and rob a fucking bank because we know the repercussions of our actions are going to be more than a 5-star in the corner of my eye and me running away and hiding in an alley for 20 minutes until my heat goes down. That's not how the fucking world works, bitch.
I'm just letting you know now. Y'all better hope I never run for office. Because unless it's Flappy Bird, Candy Crush, that assortment game that I like to play on my iPad, I'm going to ban it.
I will kill you, bitch. I'll assassinate you.
Can keep Mario Kart, Sonic Rings, Farmville. Not Farmville. That's
Call
Facebook.
Me Coin.
What's that shit that people like to play with the farming? The farming
Stardew
game?
Valley. There's a lot of
you bitches can play that. But that's it. That is fucking it. I am putting a fucking
Pokemon?
ban. You can play Pokemon. That falls under Sonic and shit.
So you're talking about rated E for everyone only games.
Yes. Everything else is gone.
I can deal with that.
You can't.
Wait, what about Mafia 3? You can kill KKK members.
There will be exceptions.
Okay.
but like everyone go back to your fucking leap pads. Like, if it can't be downloaded to your leap pad, then you can't fucking do it. If it's not on Cool Math Games, no.
Not Cool Math Games. Honestly, some freaky shit was on Cool Math Games too. Don't do that. Freaky shit was on Cool. Pog.com was my shit back in the day.
Release me.
There's another video game rant. The white gamers have struck again, unfortunately, and they are touching a game called South of Midnight, correct? I believe so. Yes, it's called South of Midnight. We have been getting like rants from all these white gamers talking about you guys need to have like original stories and shit like that when it comes to different games, because if you put a black person into a traditional format game, then they say that you're doing shit for DEI. Like, I believe Mafia 3, for example, got a lot of criticism because the first 2 Mafia games the protagonists were white men, and the creators want to do something different and have a black man as the protagonist, and also you can kill KKK members in the goddamn thing. Like, how could you hate this game? That's all I say. You kill racists. That's the best part of the fucking game. Like, that's the best part of the fucking game, and you're telling me you're mad about that? Like, people actually got mad because it wasn't a white protagonist, and they said they only made it black because of like the Black Lives Matter movement, DEI hires, all this fucking bullshit. And then finally, we get a black fantasy game. We get a black fantasy game about from an original creator about the hurricanes in New Orleans, and it leads into like folklore in New Orleans about hoodoo and voodoo and all that shit. And it is so fucking cool. I want to get it so bad. But somehow the white people got a hold of it and they started review bombing it, and they're saying that it's fucking trash. They're saying that the game is bad. They're saying that the character is bad. And their only reasoning behind it is because they don't understand anything that's happening in the game. It's not for you to understand, baby. This wasn't made for you. That's exactly why. We made a game for ourselves. Whoever made the game made it for the people that understand, black people and the people that regularly tune into black experiences with open minds and open hearts. This was not made for you, bitch. Go sit down somewhere, go play GTA, go play Call of Duty, go do whatever the fuck you want to do in your roach infested apartment that you have not left in 2 years because you're scared of fucking sunlight. Don't come over here and talk about South of Midnight because this game was not made for you. Kill yourself. I'm done.
In summary, we got to get rid of the men. Well, we got to get rid of the video games.
Down Game with of Thrones the patriarchy.
Is peak television.
Is it?
It was.
It used to be.
I genuinely don't think there's any show that lasted more than 4 seasons that didn't turn to shit by the end.
That is true. You're right.
I think people, honestly, 4 is a stretch, y'all. I feel like 3 to 4 seasons, writers tap out after that. They don't know. They just don't know what to do anymore. But it makes sense because that's when Riverdale kind of went to shit.
I think Riverdale went to shit season 2.
No one cares what you think.
To each their own, I guess.
No one cares. 3, wherever they.
I think Riverdale was shit to begin with.
They brought, but you know what? From get-go.
From get-go, yeah.
Okay, that is objective lie. Season 1 was fucking great.
It had everyone in chokehold. It had me in a chokehold, but I'm grown now.
I was on the edge of my fucking seat.
I'm grown now.
I'm grown too, bitch.
And that says a lot about your growth as a person. So that says a lot about your growth as a person.
I'm going to leave you at Beyonce. I'm not even gonna let you. I'm gonna steal your ticket. But you can't go to Beyonce.
Sure.
I'm gonna sell it to someone.
Because if you tried to steal my ticket, I would hunt you to the ends of the earth. And I have your login, so you can't steal my ticket, bitch.
Oh my god. The way.
So even if you try, it wouldn't even work.
I ain't gonna steal your ticket. I can't go to Beyonce by myself. That's the only reason why you can't keep your ticket.
Bitch, I can go to Beyonce by myself. If you don't want yours, I can sell it.
I cannot. No, I do want mine. I just can't do anything by myself. I can't do something that big by myself. I'll be scared. What if I get trampled or some shit?
That was the episode of Shade and Lemonade. Make sure you go follow us at TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky. Those are the only 3 we have right now.
Instagram is crazy.
Yeah. I posted on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so Instagram is back up and running. Thank you for listening. We love you. Make sure to tune in next week when we talk about season 3 and 4. We're going to be taking this in 2 season increments because there's so much to fucking talk about. My God. So much.
But after season 4, it's probably going to get a little quicker because it just starts to become shittier.
It's going to be quicker because then it starts to get to shit. But thanks for listening. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Dun, 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 dun.
Dracarys.